I want to play around a little bit more with HTML form validation. So I'm going to catch you up where we were before. You have a basic form, looks like this. I've got a lot of these fields required, and I've got a placeholder in them, which saved me from having to type the HTML. I haven't tested this against other browsers. The tutorial was missing a couple things, but still working off it. I'd like to style these. Right now, you try and submit it, and I get the standard message, please fill out this field. And so I put in DI, Von Briesen, and then go for it. It says, please fill out this field. So DI at my company, and go for it. Please fill out this field. Now, I didn't actually use the URL thing because it requires HTTP, and I don't think the user should have to type http:// So I put that there in the code. You'd have to append that if you actually wanted the URL. HTTP:// or HTTPS is sort of implied now, so I don't think you should need that. This does validate to HTML5 as witnessed by this validation. Congratulations. Still no button for me to add, which is kind of a bummer. But I want to talk about maybe how we could get the message to be a little bit more dramatic. So if I take out my first name and hit go for it, I get please fill out this field, the default message. So what I want to do is go ahead and add some CSS to this. For now, let me just do a simple little CSS page. And I like to always just do very basics to make sure it's working. And I'll do font family times and body to font family Tahoma and color silver, background color teal, and should be kind of the basics. We save it as style.css, and then we of course have to link to it. So up in our head, we link equals style/CSS. I can't even remember what is style, and href equals style.css. It should be styles. So I'll put styles.css there and save as styles.css. And the relationship equals style sheet, and I believe it's type equals text dash CSS. When in doubt, look it up. I'm going to guess that that's right. Don't remember. We'll refresh the page, and now it's working even if it's not right. So I've got that. So now the question is, can I add other styles? And according to this, I can actually take some other information. So for example, this is loading this invalid, this little thumbs down PNG. So we can kind of swipe there. Let's try that. I'm going to take these and copy them, and I'll put them into my style, knowing of course that that URL is not going to work because that URL is on his site. So I shamelessly swipe it and put his URL, and do the same with the valid. Now what I need to do is save these to my location and deploy them, but this is just a quick demo. So save this, come back to the browser, there's my form, refresh it, and now they're all thumbs down because they're not valid. So let's see what happens if I put DI, cool, Von Briesen, cool. Notice that one I put ASDF, but until I put the @ sign, it's not going to like it. At di.com, still not valid, but then blah blah, and so on. So not fully comprehensive. We would like the pattern of something .com or .org or .net or what have you, but that's going to be a little more complicated. But that's pretty cool. We've got the little thumbs up, little thumbs down in there, and basically by doing a custom style. Now that took me, based on this tutorial, to oh dear, I've lost the guy that I was getting the help from. So got to re-find it. Valid HTML, valid dating form with HTML5, and I think we were here in the Art of Web. So go see his site, and he mentioned in particular a site called CSS Baker. So I want to go in and play with that a little bit. Sprite Baker, sorry. And it actually takes an image and I believe somehow encodes it in a way that I don't fully understand. So I want to look, go to Sprite Baker and let's see what we can find there. And it says make sure your CSS contains this code. So I'll take that, spritebaker.com, and I'll go back to my HTML. And just for kicks, I'll put that there. And then it says type the URL of your CSS here. Ooh, it's not a public page, so I can't really do that, but there's a test file. And then I hit bake it, and it gives us all this code. So just for kicks, I'm going to try and take theirs. And this is looking for 3 divs. And let's see what we can do. Let's just go ahead and make a couple divs on my page. And we'll put div blah blah blah, and copy that. Save. I'm not quite sure. Oh, we have nth child. So div colon. Well, that's probably more than I want to do for this tutorial, but what the heck, I'm here. So how do we do a div with the colon? It's a pseudo div. And if I go look at this page, those are just regular old divs. What he did, actually I want to try something first, which is to take the input from this site and replace so it's still working. But I'm not exactly clear how this image stuff is going. And I think this stuff is from, let me take out the Sprite Baker stuff, save it, and see what's what here. So what it's doing now is I've only got this information, and so I believe what it's actually doing is taking that image of the thumbs up, thumbs down, and encoding it into all of this code here, which means I don't have to do a separate request. Now, one way we could tweak that is what happens if I get rid of 3 of those A's and try it again, is it breaks the picture. Right? So all the thumbs up, but the thumbs down, when the thumbs up are still there, the thumbs down fail. So that's actually a really neat little thing, is that we can actually embed the images right into our CSS using this, and it looks like Sprite Baker will actually do that for you without me worrying about that other example too much. So I really like the idea of the thumbs up, thumbs down. It's a little more elegant. We would need to see if it works in all the browsers. I should be able to go back out here, and I think it was 3 A's I removed. 1, 2, 3. Control save, Alt tab, 5. Sure enough. And now those work. And let's go ahead and see if that works within Firefox 2. And sure enough, it does. And we can even go to our desktop and see if it works within IE. And it does not. I'm not really that surprised. However, wow. This form doesn't even work in IE. So I guess I'm not all that surprised about that. This is Internet Explorer 8. I'm not quite sure. Probably worth asking what does work in Internet Explorer 8, but that's another question for another time. We'll have to look that